Hello and welcome! This is Melskiner, and we're back with some more Xenonauts. And I realized that I haven't used all of my engineers here on the current project in the workshop, as we had stopped producing the Foxtrot Interceptor. Now, I will want to produce another one here in a little while, but I should have had all of my engineers working here. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so that's going to be our crew in there. Okay, construction of a storeroom and a hangar has been completed. So let's go ahead and go to the base. So this is going to be the important hangar. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer over one of the Foxtrots over on our main base now. Now, obviously, that's going to leave us lacking as far as our firepower for a little while. As you saw, I kind of needed the two Foxtrots to take out that one UFO. So until I have another one built, not a whole lot I can do. But right now, that's what we have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take Foxtrot 2 over here, and we're going to relocate our aircraft to hole number 2 and relocate. And then we're going to go into our workshop. We're going to start a new construction here. And we're going to want to have this finished fairly quickly. So the faster we get it done, the faster it gets done. I mean, all right. I want the Hunter Scout car for sure, but I feel like this is so important. We're going to want to try and minimize the time it takes. All right. I'm going to go with 5 and 10 here. This is a 2 Hunter Scout car project, so it says 10 days, 3 hours, but in reality, we might get one of them done here fairly soon. So I think that's what we're going to go for. These do take the same amount of time to produce. That's interesting. Okay. So let's continue here. Okay, and then the other hangar just finished. That's fine. Now, we don't have our workshop up and running yet. I don't know if I was going to have one. Let's just check over in hole 2 real quick here. We do have a workshop that's about to be constructed, so I'll leave it up to this base to build the second Foxtrot. We do have a hangar right here that we could do. I would like to get a Charlie in here as well, so I'm going to hold off on it for now. What day are we at? We're in the 6th of October, so it's possible that we would have this base up and running in time for it. Okay, well, I'll go ahead with that. Just the one hangar for now, though. We're just going to have 2 Foxtrots, 2 Condors, and a single Charlie team in this base for the meantime, until we have more things going on as far as our base goes financially. We've got a fair amount of cash in the bank. We are continuing to do missions, and those missions are giving me anywhere from 30 to 60,000 a mission. So we're getting a fair amount of cash every time we down a UFO. So that is working in our favor. Now, we might have a quiet period, so I have to be prepared for that. All right, let's go ahead and advance here. So that Foxtrot's going to get over to hole 2 here fairly quickly. Now, ideally, what we want to have happen is we want to have our Hunter Scout cars finished. Okay, I just want to go to the base and see what's going on as far as personnel goes. So we have the 4 personnel that I need. I'm going to transfer over 4 soldiers from our main base. Now, having a reserve might be good, but right now I feel financially we don't want to overhire, I don't think. So we'll get those 4 from our main base over here. Not exactly who I'm sure who I'm going to send over, but I will eventually send some men over here. We'll have a full 8-man squad. I'll get those, but I need to get those Hunter Scout cars finished for that to work out in my favor. So that's what the game plan is for now. We have UFO sightings. I honestly could send out craft to see if we can find it. Let's see about that. That's something I can even do. I don't know if you can just send out... Yeah, I don't think you can send out planes on a mission without having anything out there. Yeah. Let's try and recenter things. All right. So we've got 5 days, less than 5 days at this point, before we have an operational radar here. Okay, this is important. We've now got Jackal combat armor. This is going to give us survivability that we didn't have in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and immediately go, of course, to the research so that we can redeploy our scientists. I think we just go ahead and start on this project, even though our progress is going to be slow on it. Okay. Important thing here, though, is we go to the workshop and we start getting our armor produced. Now, honestly, at this point, I don't really have the engineers to spare. I'd rather have the Hunter Scout cars get finished here than the armor. I could maybe put one guy working on it, although I don't know if that's the best use of my time and funds. But until this Foxtrot gets done, we don't have a lot to do here. I'm going to go ahead and commence the project. We want to have, let's see, we're going to have 2 6-man teams. So that's going to be 12. I say we just do 6 for now. That would be 1 team's worth of armor. I'm going to remove one of the engineers from the Hunter Scout car, and I'll put 1 into the Jackal armor. Now, it's probably going to be a point where I'm going to want to have another workshop over here. How much space do we have for our personnel capacity? We have less than 10. We have 9 men that we could have here. I personally think we would need another living quarter if we're going to have another workshop, probably. The 2 Charlie teams is as much as I'm going to want to have, but eventually we're going to get better dropships, and those dropships are going to be able to carry more troops, which means we're going to want to have more troops. So I'm eventually going to want to have another living quarter. Problem is, I don't know where I'd put it. We also want to have a medical ward at some point as well. Do I want to start working on that now? Medical center. Because guys being injured is a big problem for us. It'll take 10 days to construct. It only costs 50,000, which isn't too bad. Its upkeep is 11,000 a month. I think it can be worth it. I am going to eventually want to have 3 radars, so I want to leave space for that 3rd radar. Why don't I just go ahead and put that medical ward right in there? So what I'm thinking is this is going to be our last living quarter here, and then we're going to have our workshop here. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I could put it here too. So that's the game plan for now, at least as far as this base is concerned, and then we more or less max this base out, and then we'd put all of our attention into hole 2 at that point. Eventually, I'm going to want to have hole 3. I'd probably put it over in this area here so we can cover the east end of the Soviet Union, which is, again, our main source of money, but it also cover some of these other sources of... yeah, I already know about this. Of income over here. So Indochina is a fairly big source of income that we're currently not covering. Although South Africa is a bigger source of income. We're covering a lot of Africa, though, with hole 1. And once we have extended radar range, we won't have South Africa, but we'll have a good chunk of that. So I really do want to cover this. We also have Australasia over here that we don't have any coverage of as well. So we might want to base here as well. So I could see possibly... 3rd base would be maybe over here, or over here, or over here. And then our... I mean, that's our 3 other locations. So I see 5 more bases in our future. If we want to go down that route, we'll have to see how far we get, honestly. Let's go ahead and advance here, though. Not exactly sure what day we're going to have a bunch of things pop off here. Double check. Most of that's going to be hole 2 that matters. So 3 days from now, so that's going to be the 11th that we're going to have these 2 things pop, which is going to allow us... Well, actually, it's these 2 things pop, which is going to allow us to effectively use the space. Okay, so we have a UFO detected. Let's center and see some information about it. So it's one of the fast ones. Unfortunate. I'm going to cancel for now. We are going slow speed. I just want to see real quick on our workshop. How are we doing? Well, we have 21 hours, so we're just a little shy of being able to get our Foxtrot up and running. I may just have to go out there with Condors. And, well, I'll send the Foxtrot as well. I don't think a single Foxtrot's going to be enough to do the mission. There's a chance, but we'll have to see. I'm going to send out all three, I think, and we'll see what we can do with that. It is coming towards us, so that might actually work in my favor as far as that idea goes. We have another one detected. It's similarly fast. Let's center our focus. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to catch this guy, or honestly this, but unfortunately these things sometimes happen at the wrong time. Oh, okay, it went right at us. Okay, we have a fair amount of fuel, so if we can save our ammo, we're going to be in a good condition to go over and attack the other scout as well. So let's go ahead and engage. This will be my first time sending 3 aircraft out to do the job. In this case, I'm going to hold back 1 missile and all of my aircraft so that I'm not wasting any ammo. The Foxtrot can get a shot off here, and then we could just retreat with it maybe, or at least we'll keep it in the area maybe. I think Condor 1 I'm going to send over this way, see if we can get a flank. And we'll see what happens here. It's going to start turning into me. Let's send Condor 2 up. Okay, we got 1 missile off. Let's have you start maneuvering away. Okay, you're going to continue to flank here. Okay, that missile landed. Let's have Condor 1 reinitialize. Foxtrot should be able to disengage, but if I have to, I'll use the afterburner, which I forget which button is. What? Yeah, that's the afterburner there. What is this one? Evasive roll. Okay, so that's kind of like a dodge roll. Never actually used one of those, so I'm not sure what these little circles are on the UFO, but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have this Condor also attack. May have to afterburn with this guy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Condor 2, you're allowed to use your Sidewinder. Okay, we got him. All right, we expended all the ammo of Condor 2, but that works out. Okay, let's go ahead and grab Squadron 1 here, select new target. So we expended some of our ammo, but we may have a chance here. Okay, so with that done, let's go ahead and get our... I want to see what my teams are like, though, before I click here. So, Charlie 1 should be ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and assign you to Charlie 2, just so that you're assigned, but you are injured. So as far as I know, Charlie 1 has no injuries. Let's just double check that. That appears to be correct. So we're going to send Charlie 1 out again. Because we already have them more or less ready to go. Unless I'm mistaken. Do we have any new equipment? I don't know if I've checked. No, not as far as I can tell. Okay. Let's send Charlie 1 out there. Accept. Charlie 1. Launch. Okay. Might not be able to catch this guy. Okay, so this is going to be our mission. I mean, I'll try and engage the UFO. We might just have to shoot it down over the water. That's fine, but go ahead and engage here. Okay, so it's daylight. Not an urban environment. Let's just check the edge of the map here. So this is the edge here, but we might be on either side having a little bit of distance, so I have to be prepared for that. Check that corner. All right. About there, check there. I think we move straight out. This is the edge of the map here. I think we check the edges. Then go from there. Okay, that might be as far as I take you. In this case, I'm just going to check over here, make sure there's no... Okay, so this is the edge of the map, so we more or less check this area. Okay, just have you take an E here. There's a dead spot here that we can't see, which may come to haunt me, but I think this is not a bad spot to just go ahead and post up, take an E, keep you in a good defensive position. I'm not sure if there's going to be many places I'm going to be able to take my riflemen and what have you, so I'm actually tempted to just sit in here like we did the last engagement, because there might be an alien in this room, for example. They could pop the door, and they could come out and kill me with flanks and what have you, so it'd probably be a good idea to just have everybody take an E, sit in the back of the dropship here, and we'll get a number of reaction shots if that kind of thing happens. If not, I mean, we at least have view over in this area as well. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted to have you look this way, and you look this way. That way we have a little bit wider viewing angle. Now, as far as the assaulters go, and this last rifleman, I really don't have that much of a clue of what I want to do here. What I might do is set up you here for checking this area. That way, if an alien tries to flank in this area, and we've covered some of this terrain over here that we weren't sure about. If it tries to flank here, we'll get at least a shot off. The other assaulter, I'm not really sure what to do. Maybe we just put you in behind the shield somewhere into some cover, like this bush and the rock. Have you take an E. Then have you look that way. So we have a couple eyes going that way. And then this rifleman, I'll probably just stick in this doorway here. So a very similar strategy to what I did in the other engagement I did that was in an urban environment. This is more a wooded and, I mean, there's some buildings too. So, all right, I think that's going to be our first turn. Let's go ahead and end. Okay, so civilian just went down, I believe, from the sound I heard. That could be anywhere. It's not the two civilians in front of me. Okay. So start coming up this way. As I said, we've already checked this bit. And if this is just a wall and a building, I mean, there could be... There's a window here, so I have to be a little bit cautious. I think in this case, I don't really have necessarily a great move. An alien pops into this window, and it could kill me there, so... Alright. I mean, there's a possibility there's an alien hiding in behind here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to waste the time checking it. Okay, let's have our other shield. Well, you know what? This is actually a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.